Hi, this is Debasya and welcome to Legistify's contract management module. Today we'll have a walkthrough on how to set the contract signing approval workflow. Now, for example, let's go to awaiting sign. If you go to this particular contract, if you click on initiate sign, you can see this particular section popping up. Now, if you want to set the signer's name, signer's email, and so on, and send them for the signing, now, this particular signing process that can be done can also be put through an approval workflow. How to do that? Go to settings and let's go to contract signing approval right here. Let's click on add e-sign approval. There is a NDA with workflow, particular signing approval workflow already present. Let's create something from scratch. Let's click on add e-sign approval. Let's select the contract type which we want to see. For example, NDA without workflow. Do we want it for template contracts, third party contracts, anything? You can select it from here. I'm selecting template contract. Also, you can select on this particular option whether to block the e-signing until all the approvals workflow that we'll be setting is done or not by clicking on this particular toggle. Now, coming to the approval workflow, for example, I want to make sure that before signing, the approval is done by sales number one, that is the user of your particular tool. Also, you can set whether this particular level can be skipped or not by clicking on this button. And you can also set a reminder for that particular user regarding the workflow approval based on this particular dropdown. If you want to add more levels, for example, you want to have multiple parties to give the approval for. For example, I'm also setting sales number 2 here. So this can also be done by clicking on add level. Finally, after setting all of this, you can click on submit. Now this particular workflow is created. Now, this means that whenever you will be sending a contract, which is an NDA without workflow, for signing, the entire workflow going from sales number one to sales number two has to be clear. Only then it can be sent for e-signing. You can edit that particular workflow by clicking on this edit button. You can do the necessary changes and then click on submit. Also, you can duplicate this workflow for any other particular contract template by clicking on duplicate, selecting the contract template from your particular drop-down list right here. You can click on duplicate and it will automatically get displayed right here. Finally, you can switch that particular workflow on and off by clicking on this toggle button right here. Currently, I'm switching it off. This is how the contract signing approval workflow is created. Thank you.